want to take pictures since I got the camera? I need one volunteer from the audience. That's really good. Not even one?
Get the tallest guy to
It's on auto. All you have to do is point and shoot.
What do you want?
The crowd as we go here, only because... So this is a combination of Long Island Food Council, MTRC meeting, and Care Connect. So I want to thank everybody for coming today. This is one of our largest turnouts. I think we registered 80 today. I'm not sure we're pretty close to that. So we thank you all for registering. I want to thank Justin and the Flor Spices for hosting us today. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick announcements because we can get things rolling here, and then I'll fill in as I usually do when I remember them. So MTRC, thank you for partnering with us on this event and for everything that you guys do. If you haven't seen the brochure with the partnership, Cynthia, where are you? Oh, there you are. She'll be speaking shortly, and she'll explain the programs and the grants and what has been going on in the past year, a summary, and then what we look forward to in the future. A lot of you have received the grants, whether it be feasibility, equipment, or consulting, and it's continuing to grow. I think everybody is prospering, and it's all working together, and thank you all, because it's both the producers and the professionals in the room that's making it happen, so thank you all for that. A couple of just general announcements about the council. Our yearly year-end, a lot of you now know we're on a renewal. You'll be seeing that coming in your email for next year. We are starting the sponsorships. As you know, we ran 3 educational series, one on influencers, one on marketing, and then we had the SLA with the health department and also Ags and Market at it, which was a very good turnout. We plan on doing more of those. We're going to have more special events and more tours of different facilities. People have come to us and offered their facility for tours, so I'm not sure the amount, but definitely register for those. And then I believe there's some one-offs and some other educational series. So we do ask you, as always, if there are topics you want us to discuss and cover at the meeting, just send it to myself or Dolores if you want a faster answer. And if there's any other things you guys want to do. That's this whole reasoning you're all here is the collaboration of all of you together, and that's what keeps the council growing, which is great, and what goes on. I'll go with this one because I know all the social media guys keep telling me it's not only the likes, it's like, share, and comment. Again, I know I repeat this every meeting, and we're getting better and better at it, but if you look at the amount of people in this room and aggregate the numbers and the reach that everybody has, if you all get online, we're trying to capture your Instagrams and your Facebook so Dolores can follow up and repost it and put it on there, but then we need you guys to like and share and comment, and it just keeps growing. And that just keeps helping everybody in the room together. And then, no, Paul, we don't have time. The calendar, submit the question in writing.
In comments, when you comment with at least 4 words. That will pick it up on.
4 good words.
Yeah.
Right. 4 nice words, that's absolutely correct. Calendar, and I'll just put another thing in there. The more you give us information to put on the calendar, the more events you have, the more everybody sees it, the more, again, another aggregation to get your word out there. So I know there's a lot of farmers markets. A lot of you guys are doing a lot of different things, a lot of events. Just let us know what they are. We'll put them up there. They'll be on the calendar. It just continues to share it. We did start a forum. We just need you guys to opt into it. There are questions being posted constantly from people that a lot of the professionals here in the room can answer. So it's another interactive site of the website that we put on. Because after the meeting, we get a lot of questions, and we're trying to let you guys be able to communicate amongst yourselves on the website. The calendar is basically finished for 2020 as far as the monthly meetings, and we thank all of our hosts. So if you need to schedule it, you'll see it up there. 9 o'clock.
It's lunchtime. No, breakfast.
I promise it won't be that much longer. You won't hear the second bell by the time I finish. Okay. So, but the calendars, the dates and the monthly meetings are all scheduled, so you do have it. You do know when those events are. Also, if any food or beverage company wants to present in one of those months, just speak to Dolores, and we'll schedule you in to be able to present your product at those. And topic speakers, the educational series, special events. So with that, I'll introduce, I guess, Justin, where'd you go? There you are. Justin, you want to?
Sure. Well, thank you all for coming to this spicy soiree here. You know, you guys could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So, I'm probably going to do, it's going to be a little repetitive, but you heard what we do, you know what we do now, you could see what we do, you know, from the custom blending to the packaging. You know, this is 50 years in the making, and we look to continue it for another 50 years, get it to the next generation. So we're currently 3rd generation, and I always say my goal is to get it to the 4th. You know, with the tour, and you understand what we do more or less. But this year, 19 has been just a phenomenal year. It's been a challenging year. We did this build out, this wall, that orange, that wall wasn't there, the clean room wasn't there, our compressor room, the new dust collector, all that wasn't there. We had to produce while we were doing this build out, and it was challenging, but we were able to do it and also keep the place safe and the food continue to flow. So, you know, with that, we were still able to show a 5% increase in sales this year. Monumental stuff this year, we were able to work with Empire. We added 10 jobs with that grant that we won from Empire State. Elizabeth is here now. And, you know, we look to maintain that. There are job opportunities in 2020 in marketing. We're looking for, you know, project managers. We're looking for R&D. So those are all jobs that we look to add to the spicy business that we have here in 2020. We really want to put an emphasis on new flavor development, but at the same time keeping the product pure, keeping it all, and that's what we strive on. We try not to put soy, we try not to put fillers, we import the spice, and we keep it in a natural state. We just do blends with it and just try and offer that flavor solution to the food purveyors out there. And other big news, and before I let Tejas take the mic, we just closed Cisco in October, so now we have about 8. It's an Italian spice program through Cisco Long Island. It's a pilot program that we just got into them in October. So now our spices are in the Cisco book. So if you own a restaurant or, you know, Cisco is your purveyor, you can now purchase our spices in the institutional size, which are about 5-pound jugs of garlic, crushed red pepper, oregano. So those are the news. We continue to grow and expand our distribution up and down the East Coast, the Midwest. We're working with distributors in Tennessee now, Texas, to just, you know, spread the spicy love. So that's what we do. We couldn't do it without all of you, and we thank you for the support. And I will pass it on to Tejas.
Hello guys. First of all, as a quality director and R&D, I thank you everyone for wearing hairnets. I know you all get dressed up, and I'm making you wear the hairnets and beard nets. So thank you for keeping my facility, La Flor, safe. Like Justin said, we are over 50 years, and I work in food safety last 20 years of my life, and this is one of the best company that I work for. It's a family-oriented company that believes in giving safe food to consumer, rather than just passing whatever we receive at the door and just run the business and get the profit. So, La Flor is the family where I've seen the emphasis on the quality, the food, the safety of consumers, and not just the profitability of their profit or pockets. Like Justin mentioned about this project, to build this wall, the new dust collector, the investment they made last year was huge to bring the La Flor to the next generation of food safety. There is no more contamination. Like I said before, there is no more allergens in my facility. My facility right now is allergen-free, no nuts, no soy, no fillers. We have reformulated all the formulas that had all these ingredients, and we removed it to keep it consumer giving clean products. We see ourselves in future. We acquire business from Cisco, and now in future we want to target bigger companies, and we will grow and go into the audits that's required for doing that. We have successfully completed most of our portion, and we are targeting to grow further. Anybody has any questions regarding food safety, please email Dolores, and then reach me out. I'm here.
And also wish me luck, because I got a Walmart corporate meeting next week, which we just got the go ahead to go down there last week. So as soon as this is over, I'm working on the pitch deck for that. So wish us luck on that. And all right.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Any questions?
All right, well, thank you guys, and thank you again for
Thank
hosting
you.
us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, my name is Cynthia Colon. I am the program manager for MTRC. Can you hear me back there? Not really? Okay. All right. So my name is Cynthia Colon. Yeah, like I'm talking to my kids. My name is Cynthia. I'm the program manager for MTRC. MTRC is the Long Island Regional MEP Center. And MEP is Manufacturing Extension Partnership. We're given $1 million a year, and a majority of it is allocated to manufacturers, just like Justin. I'm gonna be like, where'd you go?
yeah.
So I'm going to speak on what the awards that MTRC has. We have specific grant categories in which manufacturers could qualify for a cost savings. You would get a supplemental award in terms of a reimbursement. So for instance, your build out, okay, you're a manufacturer, you are expanding, you have an increase in sales. They would qualify for, right now in 2019, a 30% reimbursement of what they show for equipment.
You need the mic. Can you hear in the back?
Can you get the mic on?
No, so I'm going to give you a mic.
You have a mic.
I did, I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you for, hold on. So, equipment is 20. Everybody just went, what? Equipment is 20%. So in 2020, our percentages are going to be evened out.
Check, check.
All right, and I'll talk
Good.
about that as well.
Can you hear?
Yeah, that's good.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
No, I'll hang here. I won't walk around. So I did say 30 because I have been thinking of workforce training, and Miss Maria Sicari over here to my right. She is a program partner of us, and I'll talk a bit about that as well. So we have grant categories in which manufacturers can get a reimbursement, a supplemental award, all right? And we also have a category for food consulting. But we work with multiple program partners, and one program partner of ours is the Long Island Food Council. We also work with Center for Corporate Education. We work with the Small Business Development Center. But MTRC is not just one, we're one of a larger network. So we're one of 10 regional centers. We are responsible for Nassau and Suffolk County. There are regional centers around New York, and then there's a statewide MEP, and they're called Fuse Hub. And today with us, we have a director from Fuse Hub, Mr. Everton Enriquez, who in a few minutes you want to say a few words about Fuse Hub, because Fuse Hub also has their own competitive awards for manufacturers as well. And I think this year was the first year that you rolled out for agriculture, food, and beverage. Correct. Okay, so we'll chat a bit about that as well. So for MTRC, we're wrapping up 2019. So it is a little unusual for me to make this speech and tell everybody what we offer, technically for the next 2 weeks, right? Because then we're done, right? So I will speak on what we offer for the next 2 weeks. So for equipment, for your build out, if you're purchasing manufacturing expansion, if you're purchasing capital equipment to support an expansion in your manufacturing, you're entitled to 20% reimbursement, supplemental award of what you show expended for that effort. And there has to be job creation and job retainment included in that because we are an economic development program. So the key word is jobs. And that's my
Thank you very much.
That keeps everybody on their toes.
Like this? Yeah. Is that better?
Good.
Okay. I'll start singing in a few minutes. Put that salsa back on. All right, so manufacturing expansion is one. We've got workforce training. So Justin, if you were to say to me, I think I need some lean training, maybe get a trainer in here to talk to my people, I would connect you with our program partner. We have a few program partners, but one of ours here, Center for Corporate Education, they'll put a program together, and that's how you would work together. She'd give you a proposal, connect you with a trainer, and then for workforce training, it's 30% reimbursement, again, through 2019. Okay?
Sign me up.
So again, within the next 2 weeks, if you submit a proposal that you've worked with one of our program partners for a corporate training, we can lock you in, assign you an MTRC number, and look to give you that 30%, okay? But it is going to be changing for 2020. We do have an advisory board meeting on Friday, the 13th, and hopefully it's good luck that it's on the 13th, but our percentages will be adjusted for 2020 because 2020 is our last year of our 5-year term. So a lot of our funding has been committed already, so we're going to look to kind of stretch out what we have left over for the next year, okay? Another category we have is feasibility study. So if you were to say, we want to give maybe a new line, your organic line, and you want to see, maybe do a market study. So MTRC, you can submit a proposal for a feasibility study for just that. And we have a few companies, I believe a few food companies who have done feasibility studies. The cap is $5,000. However, I haven't seen many $5,000 come through, maybe one or two. But you have to, you write your own proposal and you match yourself with who you're gonna roll out your proposal with. If you're gonna do market study, tell us who you're gonna work with. All right, so MTRC is very lean. We won't do the market study for you. We can assist you in finding the right partner, and then we look to grant you that award and stay on track to see how your work does, and then wrap it up with a final report. And for feasibility, that's the only award that we do not match a cash investment. It's very small, but for a small food company that's starting up, $5,000 can really take you a long way and kind of get you over that hump, okay? So let me jump now to food consulting. So MTRC, when I started and went through the grant categories, I found a smaller category for food consulting. And we either had to find one food consultant or find an organization. So we found an organization and we worked through both the Small Business Development Center and the Long Island Food Council. With the Long Island Food Council, we've successfully had 23 projects? At least 23 projects that were capped at $5,000. And then anything beyond that, it's the company's responsibility to pick up the difference. So for instance, if a company is interested in putting together their FDA manuals, right, food safety manuals, they can say, hey, I would like to be connected with a consultant, here's my need. We would write up connect you with the consultant. The consultant will meet with you, see what your need is, put together a proposal to submit back to MTRC for approval. And then we would, once it's approved, we go into contract with the Food Council, they supply the consultant, and you guys go to work, all right? And so right now, 23 projects is pretty fantastic. We were just given an additional amount of funding to have about 16 more projects.
About 16, yes.
Right, and that's gonna start in 2020, all right? So MTRC does have categories in which food, beverage, and agriculture could qualify. Please take a look at, I have material outside. Take a look at our website, see what you can qualify for, or just get on our mailing list. We have, again, many program partners, and at that point, I'd like to talk about Fuse Hub. So Fuse Hub is our statewide MEP, and they have their own competitive awards. So that's something that I would like all of you to also join their newsletter, get on their radar, and see what's going on in the manufacturing community. All of these programs, MTRC, these sponsored programs, we get grant funding for you. So even though it seems laborious to do the research, get in touch with us, come to these meetings, okay? But it's worth it because the funding is there, we're here to help you, and there are successes. If you're comfortable, can you please raise your hand if you've either received a MTRC supplemental award for manufacturing expansion, a feasibility study, or if you've completed or are currently going through a consulting project with the Food Council.
Awesome, nice.
Yeah, not bad. All right, so when I started in 2017, we only had about have 377. Thank you. It's a lot of work. We have 120 that are still open, and we've got a lot of work to do. All right, so I do want you guys to hear about Fuse Hub and what they have going on, so I'd like to introduce Mr. Everton Enriquez.
I'm not sure I'm going to need this. Am I loud enough for you? Cynthia, thank you very much for inviting me. Michael, thank you very much. Yes, I came down yesterday for another event. We did a cybersecurity forum for manufacturers at the Seawood building at Stony Brook. And that's just an example of one of the things that Fuse Hub does. So Cynthia talked about the MEP system, for the Manufacturing Extension Partnership System. So in New York State, we've got 10 regional centers. These centers are based on the economic development region. And recently, it came around 2013, we developed Fuse Hub, which is the 11th center. We have all 62 counties that we operate from. We like to think of ourselves as the economic development arm of NISTAR. And I don't know, have you ever heard of NISTAR? Because that's been around for a long time. That's a science, technology, and innovation group that's associated with Empire State Development. So the funding comes from Empire State Development. It goes to NISTAR, and it flows to the regional centers and to Fuse Hub. In addition, we are also partially federally funded by NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, that used to be the Bureau of Standards. And through the MEP system, they give New York State a certain amount of money. It goes to NISTAR. NISTAR matches us money to support the program. And our job in New York State is to work with manufacturers. Food folks, you are manufacturers. And so what we do is we represent all the assets. There are like 75 plus assets that NISTAR has. And these are the Center for Advanced Technologies, Center of Excellence, that's also, these are all based in research universities, and of course the MEP system. And what I'll do, I'll focus on the MEP system because Cynthia talked about the grants portion. But in addition to grants, we do other things. We provide the technology and engineering support to companies to help them to be better at what they do. We also market the assets that we have in New York State to help folks, and of course we provide grants. So the Fuse Hub program is divided. We have a solutions program, and that's a program that I direct. And that program helps in every aspect of solutions for manufacturers. We also have what we call the fund program, the Jeff Lawrence Manufacturing Fund, and we do this throughout the year. And I think you want to hear more about that because some food folks, I think, have gotten grants from us along that. So this program, we've got about $1 million, and it's divided into 3 opportunities. We have a commercialization competition, and what that does is that we take applicants, companies, startup, and they are able to demonstrate to a body of judges the fact that their product can go to commercialization. And the end result of that is a $50,000 prize to each of 6 companies. And we then have a final grand prize, which we ran this year, of an additional $100,000. And this year, it's a food-related company that got that. $150,000 went to renewable.
And so 2 of the 50,000 were from Long Island. And 1, renewable, even though she's now in Rochester, she started in the city and is associated with CBIP here on Long Island.
Right.
So I'd like to say 3 of them are associated with Long Island. So I was really proud of that. And in January 15th, we'll have a coffee and connect and invite them and invite Fuse Hub in Stony Brook. But you see that out of how many?
So, well, we started. So we received 40 applicants and we distilled that to 19, and of those 19, we were able to select 6 companies. And so that's one portion. The other portion, which we call the Innovation Fund, we run this twice per year, and in the early spring and just about in the middle of the summer. And once again, we have 6 companies, each will receive $50,000, but this works a little bit different. So the company has to side with a not-for-profit organization, typically research university or other not-for-profit company that will apply on their behalf to us for the grant. They have to demonstrate to us that yes, their idea is innovative enough, it has a future, because what we're interested in the economic development of the state. So it has to have some job components, it's gonna grow, it's gonna hire people, and it's gonna somehow advance where the state and the state residents can benefit from it. And so we do this in the spring, and it's $50,000 per winner, and then again in the middle of the summer. So it's about $1 million that we give away. We have other programs that we come up with, like the Cybersecurity Fund. We partner with MTRC to help companies in the DoD industry to become compliant with the cyber requirements of the military. And in this case, there's smaller grants that we help companies to do assessments. And the particular grant I spoke about that we partnered with MTRC on, you don't have to be a DoD company to receive this. If you're a manufacturer, you can apply for that grant. And of course, we will go through and do due diligence. But if you receive that, it's up to $5,000 to help with your cybersecurity assessment. And you probably will ask, what does cybersecurity have to do with a food company? Well, we spoke about this yesterday. We should be realizing, at least all of us, that cybersecurity is very, very important to the safety of our residents, not only our military. And so the new patriotic way of approaching life is being cybersecure, because most of our automated equipment today, we control it through software or other things. And if those things are hacked to do things that we didn't want them to do, we could contaminate our product. We could create a lot of problems. So you should start thinking about that and incorporate at a basic level some sort of cybersecurity protection. And together we fund that. In the DoD space, we also receive money which we help to fund DoD cyber activities, but that comes from the federal government. But through FuseHub, you can apply for that. What I would encourage you to do, because we have so many programs, is to go to www.fusehub.com, take a look at our webpage, and we have a host of information there. And we not only bring you to MTRC, but we bring you to all the assets across the state. Not only university centers, but other MEP centers. And because we're part of what we call the MEP National Network, we work like this. You're a Long Island company and you've got an issue, I will try to find a solution in Long Island for you, working with MTRC to get this. But if it's not here in Long Island, we will move to the adjacent regions until we've covered all 62 counties in the state. And if we can't find it, then we'll move to adjacent states. And we have 51 MEP centers in the country, 50 in the United States here and 1 in Puerto Rico, and we will find a solution for you, and that's really the way we operate. I have to give a lot of credit to NISTAR and Empire State Development, because without them we wouldn't really exist, so they're really the core funders of our program, and we market them in all aspects. So FuseLab is a marketing organization. We're a solutions organization that provide solutions, and we do a lot of grant funding. And the last program we just developed, which we'll be rolling out, we tried it this year, we'll be rolling out next year, is what we call a Build for Scale program. And the Build for Scale program is designed to help startups, and we have a lot of folks in the food business looking at this. So what we do is that, folks start and they have an idea. They really want to get this into commercialization and manufacture it. And so they look at it from their artistic point of view, not realizing that there are hurdles that they need to overcome to make it really manufacturable. So you have a great idea, great prototype, you're going to roll it into manufacturing, you get to your contract manufacturer and said, whoa, we can't do this. And the reason why you spent so much money, where you've done it the way you believe from an artistic standpoint, but from an engineering standpoint, it just won't work. And now you have to spend more money to go through the redesign. So the Build for Scale program, and we'll be offering that across the state. We're having 5 workshops in that. We are actually taking applicants, and we will teach you what a bill of process is, what bill of material is, how to really design things to get into manufacturing. And once you get through this program, we have some potential money for the successful candidates to help them go to the next step, which we consider going through the valley of death, that area where you can't get funding from investors, or it's an area where you really feel pain, and we try to bring you to the next stage to manufacturing. So that's the newest program we have at FuseHub. In general, we are always looking for more ways that we can help New York State manufacturers. That's the economic development piece. We believe that manufacturing is really the backbone of our economy here, and so that's what we're trying to do. And if folks have ideas that we haven't thought about, or you don't see on our website, and speak to us about it, we'll try to work with our program partners. We work with the Workforce Development Institute to get grants for small companies. And we, of course, our umbrella grant is working with Empire State Development through the CFA program. And let's see, when is the CFA going to be announced?
Does everybody know Elizabeth?
Come to the front, come on down.
Yeah.
Come on, Dick.
Put everybody
Price
on the
is
spot.
right.
End of the night.
Yeah, I'm talking about the governor's Christmas gift that he does every December.
Yeah, so he's talking about our CFA round. We had round 9 that was awarded this past year in 2019, and the governor will make the announcement this month. I don't know if any companies in here have applied for grants, but in I think in the next 2 weeks or so before Christmas, they'll announce where the money, which region won, what type amount of money they won, and then which projects are getting funded. If we have around 10, that would open in May, and we find out if we have around 10 in the budget in April.
Right.
Does that include the workforce CFA?
The
One of
workforce,
the programs under the CFA, the whole Workforce Development Initiative
Yes.
this year.
Well,
And that's
so-
open enrollment, so it
Yeah.
doesn't have a dead stop in July as it usually did. So anyone want to talk to me about Workforce Development Training funding? The CFA provides 100% reimbursement for training your existing employees.
So that, we shouldn't really sneeze at this. This is $175 million the governor announced for that WDI initiative. And so it's a rolling application. And so if you do have ideas, you should, go to the website, ESD website, and follow those instructions. And it's a great opportunity.
you can call our office. There's a woman named Jenna in our office. It's the Long Island Regional Office. I'll give you our number at 631-435.
I think it's on the website.
No, but Jenna can actually walk you through the application. 631-435-0717. So it is on our website, but Jenna can actually walk you through the different pieces of it. She can talk to you about your project, and so then you can actually have a one-on-one conversation with someone who can just give you more information and help you navigate the website and application.
So I was noticing how many actually pull their phones out to take the number down and actually still have a pen and piece of paper. That's how you know they have.
So, if you go to www.fuseup.com, what we're really proud of is that we have an opportunity where you can request assistance through the website. And within 24 to 48 hours, someone will respond to you to find out what your needs are, and then we will address it. The solution may not come directly from FuseUp because we bring our partners in, and more than likely it will come through Cynthia's office as a partner. And if it's a research project, we probably would go directly to either the Center for Advanced Technology or Center of Excellence. But we will get you an answer one way or the other. And with this, you should feel connected to the entire state system and the programs that Empire State Development is advancing across the state.
Could you spell the website, please?
Could I what?
Spell.
FuseUp? Okay, it's F as in Frank, U as in unit, Z as in zebra, E as in Everton, H as in Henry, U as in unit, B as in boy. So it's FuseUp.com. And it's just like a fuse, except we're using a Z instead of an S. And the whole idea of that name is to bring everybody together. We're the hub that will disseminate information to help manufacturers across the state. Any questions? Well, thank you very much for the opportunity.